first vlog from my school apartment. Yay! So let's talk about what I'm reading. I am no farther into Oathbringer, as you can see. I'm hoping to get farther soon, but I really just haven't been in the mood to read it, and so I've been reading other things, and I've also been really busy with moving and stuff and hanging out with my roommate, so like, and editing videos, and so like I haven't had that much time to read, and so I've been focusing on a few other things, but I do have some things finished that I want to talk about. First, I need to mention The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I got this last week for my birthday, and I read it that day twice, and so I forgot to tell you about it because I don't know, I just didn't have it with me at the time I was doing the vlog, and so I didn't tell you about it, but I loved this book so much. It is like this little book about these four friends, a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse, and it's not really a cohesive story. A lot of it's just like life lessons or art, and I just love it so much. I loved this book so much when I was not expecting to, and I cannot recommend it enough. I think everyone could read it, should read it. It's very short, even shorter because it's only a few words on each page. The beginning of the vlog, you saw a clip of it. I love this book. I'm making everyone in my life read it. And yeah, I love it. As I told you last week, I put down Crier's War, and after I did that, I picked up Goodbye Perfect by Sarah Bernard. This is a dark contemporary about a girl who runs off with her teacher, and we actually follow the perspective of the best friend of this girl as she is dealing with the fact that her friend is not who she thought she was, and her friend is caught up in this terrible one-sided like relationship that she can't possibly consent to because she's 15. And our main character knows that this relationship is weird and not really supposed to happen, but she doesn't fully understand the implications of it. Her friend is telling her she's fine, she's in contact with her friend, and no one knows. The book is about her slowly coming to the realization of why everyone is so upset. And I love this book. I thought it was amazing. I read it within 24 hours and I really, really enjoyed it. I just really, really enjoyed it. And there were a few things with the ending that I would change, but overall, I thought this was a fun ride. It was a really dark and heavy book, but it was written in such a light way. It's YA, so like it wasn't overwhelmingly emotional or overwhelmingly dark. And yeah, I just highly recommend it if you like this sort of book. Yeah, it's good. And then finally, just now, I finished The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know what I'm going to give this book yet. It's probably like a high, either 4.5 or 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book a lot more than I was expecting to. I loved the world. I loved the quest. I loved the characters. I loved the magic. I loved everything, basically. I didn't love every element of the ending, though. However, I am trying to readjust my expectations of Tolkien because I feel like I had the wrong ones going in. And so I'm trying to make sure that my expectations aren't making me dislike the book more. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this. I thought the magic was so beautiful. I really cared about the characters, and Bilbo especially, and Gandalf. I thought this was really fun and also had such a, like, Tolkien's writing style has such a whimsical quality to it with this book that I loved, and I'm super excited to pick up Lord of the Rings after reading this book. As I've said through the course of my other vlogs, I read The Hobbit once when I was a kid, or like 14, and I didn't really get it then. I didn't really love it. This time, Tolkien's writing style was just right for me. I read a lot of classics, I read a lot of high fantasy, and so it was really nice to see a classic high fantasy. It was like a merging of the things that I love. So I finished these books this week, or last week if we're counting The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And so this week I would like to carry on with Oathbringer. I would like to get back into reading it, and so hopefully I can make that happen this week. So I'm about halfway through now, and I want to get to at least page like 900, around that area, so I can be 3/4 of the way through, and hopefully I can finish Oathbringer before August ends. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend this week getting caught up with Oathbringer, and then hopefully I can finish it out next week. But of course, that's not going to be the only thing I pick up. I'm going to be picking up a secret TBR book, which you're not going to know about until the vlog comes out next Wednesday probably, or sometime next week, we'll say. But I'm vlogging my experience reading that, so that should be really fun. And then I'm also thinking I want to pick up something light. I just got Duel of Fire for my birthday. Murphy Napier really recommends this book, and so I would really like to try it out and see if I like it. And so yeah, these are my reading goals. I'm going to start a book that you're not going to know about, and hopefully get farther along in Oathbringer. So it is Wednesday, August 19th, and it's already so late. and I need to update you on what I've been reading. So I picked up Duel of Fire by Jordan Rivet, and I am enjoying it so far, but I'm not like loving it yet. It feels pretty typical YA fantasy at this point. It could go different places, like I'm sure it will. Like I've heard that it does. I've heard that it really subverts a lot of tropes and does something different with the fantasy style elemental magic sort of thing. But right now I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm not seeing anything mind-blowingly different about it. But you know, maybe I will. I am interested in the dueling. This is about a protagonist named Dara who is she wants to be a professional dueler, and her dueling instructor pairs her up as a dueling partner with the Prince of the Kingdom because he wants him to learn how to better defend himself. And I'm really interested in the dueling aspect of it. It gives me Legend of Korra vibes, whether it should or not. The book doesn't really, but like the idea of dueling does, so I'm like hoping to get from this book what I got out of Legend of Korra. And it's a good book so far. Like it's genuinely a very solid book. I'm just not loving it so far, but I'm only like 50 pages in or something. I'm 54 pages in, and it's not interesting yet. Well, it is interesting, but it's not different yet. It's not unique yet, but I'm hoping that it will be before the book's over. And then I am 660 pages into Oathbringer, and it's getting really good again. I am still interested in reading this. I want to finish this by the end of the month, but it's still not going amazing. But I had a little break with this book, but I think I'm getting back into reading it. I'm missing it when I put it down, and so I really think I'm hopeful that that will mean that I want to pick this book up more. I don't really have that much to say, especially because I'm reading something else right now, but that's a secret because I have a whole reading vlog dedicated to that. Currently, these are the two things that I'm reading, and I will update you later. Hi, it is currently Friday, August 21st, and here is my final vlog update. And I have a special guest, Mason, the boyfriend, he, him pronouns. Stay in the frame, Mason.
Hi.
He's not good at YouTube.
I've done 2 whole videos.
2 whole videos, and he's still not an expert. Okay, I need space for my books. Okay, so I've read a lot this week, and you've seen already some of the things I've read. I finished a thing since we last talked, and that is Duel of Fire by Jordan Rivet. This is a self-published fantasy. I think you would like it, Mason, because it's heavy on the romance. Duel of Fire, I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It didn't like blow me away like I was expecting it to, but it was still fun, really quick, really easy. If you like romance and interesting dueling with swordsmanship and fire wielding, like a fire-based magic system, and government conspiracy, then this is the book for you. Also, I think it's a really good bridge book between YA fantasy and adult fantasy, and so I could see if you are still looking to transition, then this would be a really good book for you to pick up.
I'm looking to transition.
And then the other book that I've been working on today, and I've actually made a ton of progress, is Oathbringer. Mason, could you hold this so I can show them how far I am? Thank you. Oathbringer, I am currently 894 pages in. Don't look at the pages, Mason, you might get spoiled. I am in part 4. I finished part 3 yesterday, and I really am enjoying it a lot more now. Part 3 was my favorite. Oathbringer has some of my favorite moments so far of the series, and some of my least favorite, but part 4 is seeming really promising. It's just a cool collection of characters and a cool setting, and I'm interested. I'm really interested. And then the Dalinar plotline with this book, the flashbacks, it's going places, and I'm about it.
Excited to get there.
Yeah, Mason's also reading it, but he is still in part 3, so I've surpassed him once again in page counts.
I was beating her for like a full week.
A full week, and then I caught up.
Because I decided not to read for the full week.
Yes, you did. So these are the books that I finished this week, and this is the book that I'm working on. Thank you for watching this reading vlog, and I will see you next week. Bye.